Hello, our students. Welcome to our lectures on how to prepare for IELTS exam by TOPjargan, and let's get started. Lesson number 5, we will start working on listening and listening skills. So let's start with general information. So listening, it's actually the first section you take when you take an IELTS exam. So let's have a look firstly in general approach like we did for our reading part. When we talk about the general approach, it's quite the same. When we prepare for listening, we have language and exam skills. We separate them, but also kind of unite because of the two parts of the whole way how to prepare for the exam. Then next one, it's very important to work on mistakes. Quality over quantity. Don't rush. Once you do, for example, one Cambridge mock test, try to listen it again and again. Try to understand every single word, because IELTS is about details. It's not about general understanding. And practice. Please practice, practice, practice. There is no magic pill. You have just to practice efficiently, work, upgrade your language, develop your exam skills, and you will get very high score. Okay, let's talk about the golden rule on listening section. The golden rule is like that. So it's the same with reading in terms of vocabulary, because you have to understand at least 75% of everything people say in audio files. If you understand less, unfortunately, it will be very difficult to get more than 6.0. Next is spelling. Spelling skill is very important because you might understand and hear the right answer, but unfortunately make a mistake in spelling. You will get 0 point for that. So train spelling, numbers, names, etc. And last but not least is focus. Focus, focus, focus. Because when we train, we usually section 1, pieces by pieces. We listen to audio file only 3-5 minutes. But when you go to the exam, on the exam date, you will be listening for the audio files for 30 minutes. That's why it's very important to train your endurance, to train your ability to keep your focus during long period of time. Okay, 3 golden rules. Follow them and you will be successful in listening. You will ace it. Let's have a look at types of questions we have. Now let's talk about details type of questions. So first and most common, okay, it's actually not multiple choice, but probably completion. When you have piece of information and some piece of it is missed, your task is to listen to a proper answer and fill it in. Again, it's very important to type it without any mistakes. So spelling is very important. So next one is multiple choice. Usually it's in mostly part 3, section 3, but it's not necessary. It's not a rule. They might be in every part. In my opinion, multiple choice, the most difficult part. We will talk about it in details later, but it's difficult in terms that you have to keep information and look at the text and listen to the audio and a lot of cognitive activities at once. Then we have matching, when you have different pieces of information and you have to match them. It's not so difficult, but some people find it quite challenging when it comes to maps and diagrams, because apart from matching, along with matching, you also have to navigate, be good at navigating the maps, right? And understand where you have to go left, right, east, north, west, etc. So these are the types of questions which we might face in listening section. So we have 4 parts, section 1, 2, 3, 4. Each section has 10 questions, and they go from easiest to the most difficult one. Section 1 and Section 2, they are more or less the same level. They are about like everyday life, more about like routine questions. Section 3 and 4, they are more about academic topics. So they are much more difficult than 1 and 2. Usually our strategy is like this. We try to get maximum from the first two and like as many as we can from sections 3 and 4. Okay, that's our strategy. In sections 1, 2, 3, we have like a short break between like usually 5 and 5 questions, but they can be like 7 and 3, like 4 and 6. But usually we have like 20, 30 minutes, sorry, not minutes, of course, but seconds break. So it's a good way to go through and revise the questions you are anticipating, right? But in section 4, we don't have this break, only like the little one, which is like literally like 3 or 4 seconds. Audio types. Section 1, 2, and 3, they are usually dialogues, two people talking to one another. Usually it's like male and female voices, but they can be like any voices. And section 4, it's a monologue. Usually it's kind of a lecture given by one person. So there is like just one voice you will be hearing. Okay, and to my mind, to my opinion, section 4, actually not 4, but 3 is the most difficult because it's quite difficult in content, it's quite fast, and usually it's like multiple choice questions. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at the general exercises we recommend how to train for IELTS listening. We will be talking about them in details later. So first one, dictation. Try to write the dictation. Turn on the audio file for 2 seconds, pause it, and write what you hear. Turn it on, pause, and write again. And then check. In Cambridge, like textbooks, you have the script. You have literally text of every audio file. So it's easy for you to kind of check yourself. Next one, spelling. Spell, train again, spelling names, cities, numbers, emails, etc. Okay, you can find many exercises on the internet on spelling. Just do it a lot, especially with some specific sounds. We'll be talking about it later as well. Next one, background listening or shadowing. Please develop your listening skills and pay attention. Be very serious for listening because it's very difficult from reading, speaking, and writing. Listening not always like depends on our abilities. It's about cognitive structure of our brain. So our visual information has to match with our audio information. That's the most difficult part. And you have to train your brain. You have to expose your brain in many ways as you can. So please use your time wisely. My big advice, when you go to gym, when you do dishes, when you, I don't know, going by car or by bus, please turn on audio files from IELTS just on your background. Listen to it. You can shadow, you can repeat after them. Listen again and again and again once, like until you understand every single word. Okay, that's very useful exercise. Next one is like educated guess and anticipating. They are pretty much the same. It's about guessing and knowing the answer in advance. So we will be going through this exercises in details in future lessons. Okay, now let's have a look at the types of like questions and sections we might have. This is the section 1. As you can see, it's completion type of like problems where you have to missed information, no more than 3 words, and or a number. And we can practice together by practicing by just anticipating the words which might be. Uh, so let's start. We know that the work at the restaurant, what type of work we anticipate in a restaurant? Maybe a waiter, I don't know, chef, um, an accountant, or something like that. Okay, so we anticipate something that work here. So work in the branch. If you have a branch, it can be maybe number like first branch, second branch, or maybe um, it's a kind of name of a branch. It can be name of a street. If it's a name, so probably here we will be having spelling task. We anticipate spelling, okay? And pay an hour, pounds, so probably it's a number, right? That's how you know the type of speech and even maybe some exact words you are anticipating, and you do it in advance. This is different type of problem. I think it's section number 2, and you have a map. Maps might be difficult for some people because along with just answering the question and matching this piece of information to the location on the map, you have to be good at navigating. If you're going this way, then I don't know, turning right, going uh, along this curve, and so on and so on. Also, you have usually the navigation direction like north, south, west, and east. So that's the skill we have to develop as well. That's it for our first lecture on listening. We today talked about the general information, but you already can get some useful advice and um, start preparing for IELTS using our first golden rule approach and types of exercises we recommend. Thank you for joining, and see you in next lectures when we'll be talking about details.